Hi everyone, this is Munish. Today I'm coming up with a new video on something critical, due diligence for remittance app builder. And before we go ahead, don't forget to watch my previous video on vendor due diligence for Web3, blockchain and AI projects, where I talked about the $1 million investment risk. So let's hop on to the today's topic. Have you ever noticed something strange on your remittance app? You see live transactions increasing, you see growing volume, but your margins, it starts shrinking as the volume increase. That's the leak you don't see. Let me explain you this concept. A founder comes to a dev company with a big vision. I want to build a remittance app. The dev company says that we will build your front end, we will build your back end, we will build your admin dashboards, we will integrate the APIs. Per transaction cost is minimal. You just add your markup on the top. It sounds clean, professional, polished, like you are building the new global money transfer platform. As I said earlier, that you see the dashboard, you see the live transactions, you see the growing volume, everything's look healthy. Until one day, your investor asks a simple question. Why is our margin shrinking as the volume increases? And that's when the real story begins. Because the remittance is not a UI business, it's not a backend business, it's not even an API business, it's an FX business. And that's where the real margins die. Here what's usually happening. The vendor says transaction cost is 0.4%, settlement is fast, FX is competitive. So you price your product, you add €1 per transaction, you feel confident, but what you don't see is the FX rate you are getting is not the real market rate. It's the market rate with the vendor spread, liquidity buffer, volatility adjustments, hidden operational margins, and nobody breaks that down for you. They just show you that €1 is equal to 89.70 INR, looks fine, right? But maybe the real market rate was 90.20. That's 0.50 difference. That's where your margin quietly evaporate. Now multiply that with 1,000 transactions a day, then 10,000, then 1 lakh transactions. You think you are scaling, but you are actually scaling is a leak. And here the dangerous part. It's not obvious because your dashboards look beautiful, transactions are flowing, users are happy, but your margins per transactions, it's shrinking. Why? Because FX lives in the plumbing and most founders never open the pipes. Let me simplify this for you. When a user send money, Euro may be converted to USDT, USDT converted to USD, USD converted to INR. Each step has a spread, each spread has a cost, and each cost eats your margin. And who suffers at the end? Not vendor, not the liquidity provider, not the dev company. It's you, the app owner. Because you are the one granting the rate to your customers, you are the one absorbing volatility, you are the one explaining to the investor why gross margin does not improve with scale. And here's the story. Most founders negotiate hard on front-end cost, back-end cost, admin panel feature, and they don't negotiate on the real terms like rate source transparency, spread disclosure, settlement timings risk, slippage responsibility, reversal rate differences. That's like building a petrol pump without knowing how much petrol evaporate before reaching the tank. FX is silent. It does not scream. It's leak. 0.3% here, 0.5% there, a volatility spikes, a delayed settlement, a widened spread during the market stress. Individually small, but I can say collectively destructive. So before you scale, ask yourself, do I know my true margins per transaction? After the FX spread, vendor markup, liquidity cost, settlement timings, reversals, and ask yourself one question, can I calculate it in 1 minute? If not, You don't have a growth strategy. You have exposure. And that's exactly why due diligence in Remittance app is not optional. It's survival. If this opened your eyes, make sure you reevaluate your FX structure before you scale further. So I will be coming back with another powerful topic on due diligence soon. See you all in my next video. Till then, stay tuned and build smart.